Today's news, voice-changing procedure a hit in Gangnam clinics.
Have you guys heard about this? The vocal cord plastic surgery service that's being offered in Korea. They inject Botox, a very tiny amount of Botox, into the vocal cords to paralyze vocal cords to take away the high-pitched sounds in order for, say, young college graduates to go into interviews and sound more confident with their voice.
Why? I know that you want it for an interview, perhaps, potentially, but is it really necessary? And what happens after you get the job and that wears off?
The job market is very fierce in South Korea. I was reading another article. 1 in 33 college graduates actually gets the job that they desire or that they apply for, the one that they're targeting. And so there's a lot of pressure. I mean, we both taught students, but especially me, ones that were going into like engineering fields and these other kind of higher tech fields. They have a hard time overall finding really good paying jobs. It's turning into America over there where a lot of them get part-time jobs or they live at home for longer periods of time, almost into their 30s. And any way that they can get an advantage in the job application process and the interview process, this is one of the ways they feel like they can get an advantage, even though it may adversely affect their health later on in life. You kind of can't blame them. I understand where they're coming from.
Well, there's a lot of people that go and consult plastic surgeons for job interviews, not only for the actual interview itself, for the vocal cord surgery, but also because they have to put their picture on their application, so they go and they try to make themselves look as attractive as possible as well.
The procedure to inject the Botox into the vocal cords costs around $300 to $400 US, so it's relatively inexpensive. The procedure only lasts about 10 to 20 minutes, so it's pretty painless too. And then you'll have stronger sounding vocal cords taking away the high pitch for about a month or two. When you do research on this topic in English, if you Google vocal cord plastic surgery, you get a different set of articles in English from American and European websites and blogs explaining the adverse effects and the risks involved with this. I grew up in the 1980s when plastic surgery was just coming up. I remember when boob transplants were super high risk. You heard all these stories in the newspaper, because we didn't have the internet back then, about women who had boobs implanted that were leaking into their body. And you heard it again and again and again, to the point where you had to be a crazy person to get plastic surgery back then, because you were the guinea pig. This procedure is sort of in that stage still. They haven't really proven, because when you do the research in English, all these doctors are saying, don't get it. This is how Joan Rivers died, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the procedure in the Western media is saying that it's for older people to tighten their vocal cords because they have a raspy voice. So it's interesting how the Koreans are marketing this towards young people, because it's not actually what it was designed for originally.
So it killed her to inject her with botulism while she was awake without any painkillers?
That's not exactly the procedure she had. She had a different vocal cord procedure which tightened the vocal cords in order to take away the raspiness. But they're inserting all these different insulins, including Botox, the Korean article saying Botox, but then they're also doing other things to vocal cords, and it's actually still quite risky and hasn't been proven.
I've known about vocal cord surgery for a very long time because I used to sing it, and so I'd study about it because a lot of singers get nodules on their voice, a lot of actors do, and that's what gives you the raspiness, and so they can go and scrape those away or tighten it up, or to make your voice higher pitched, they can go and cut away certain parts of cartilage. There's all sorts of surgeries. They're all risky. Any surgery is a risk.
Right.
Especially if you get put under through anesthesia. It's always a risk. That's how Julie Andrews lost her voice.
Is it really?
Yeah, through getting vocal cord surgery for nodules.
Do you guys know who Julia Andrews is?
Julie Andrews.
I don't even know who she is.
La 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 la.
What are you doing?
I'm just joking around.
How many of you have experience with graduating recently from a Korean university and going into the job market in Seoul? Probably not that many of you. I'm just trying to put myself in the shoes of someone who might want to consider getting this done. Anyways, you guys, what do you think? Drop a note down below. Click the like button. Click the subscribe button if you haven't already. That's it. We're out of here. Hasta luego.
Bye.
Oh, did you hear my voice crack there?
Yeah.